Hello and welcome to the first of the overviews for the factions of the Edain mod, and we're beginning with, as I said at the very beginning at the top, Gondor, and we'll be going down all the way down to Angmar. The Misty Mountains, once they come out, obviously I'll do an overview for them, but until they come out there's not really much I can say about them. In fact, there's not very much detail on them. But anyway, back to Gondor. They're probably one of the most defensive factions, with their castles having many defensive options and 9 separate build plots, compared to most fortresses that have only 7, such as the Dwarves, Imladris and Rohan. We also have a versatile roster, with strong heroes that each give various buffs to certain units. Their main strength comes in their defensive units as well, so things like their pikemen and their tower guards are obviously they're more unique and elite units that are also able to commit different formations that are meant for certain situations. So if you're first getting into Edain, I would recommend playing as a faction of Gondor. Just because it's an easy faction to learn. There's not really much to them, and if you are struggling in the early games, then they have a strong defense to back yourself up on as well. And also, it's not only the castles that have strong defences, their camps are also one of the most defended, with a ring, so factions can only come in through one area. And their settlements offer 3 different variants. The obvious resource, the farm, the ranger tent, which allows for more elite archer units, and finally a beacon that allows for different fiefdom units. But before we carry on, this is meant to be just a brief overview of everything the faction has. I'm not like to show off all the heroes' powers, not show off every power, but I will try and show off as much as possible. And I am going against only an easy Mordor because I don't want to get spammed over. And obviously we are fighting on Northern Ithilien to try and make it feel more correct to the factions playing. Gondor and Mordor and Ithilien. So those that haven't watched my overview and don't know much of the Edain mod, it's an overview for Battle for Middle-earth 2, and it takes the original fortress, camp and castle, camp and settlements and outposts of Battle for Middle-earth 1. And this is a look at our starting units, the Gondorian soldiers. So as you can see, pretty well armoured, got shields, look nice, and they can form a shield wall like they can in both BFME 1 and 2, and those formations just give them a reducing speed for an increase in armour. So looking at the heroes, you can see several heroes that already belong here, but you'll notice some of them are missing, and we'll get into that in the future. So we'll start by looking at the roster. The only building that's different from Battle for Middle-earth 1 is the building I'm making up there, the townhouses, which allow for a reduction in cost of your elite units. Now here, right next to the fortress, I am going to build a signal fire. And once the signal fire is lit, as long as you have command points to spare, every few minutes, a small contingent of fiefdoms, of the fiefdoms, will come to aid the people of Gondor. So those fiefdoms include those of the Ringlow Vale, of Lebanon, of Lasarnak, and I believe of the Blackroot Vale, if I'm not mistaken. So our first hero, young Master Pippin. So as you can guess, as a hobbit, he's not exactly the most competent fighter. He's more of a scout hero. Every faction in Edain has what is classified as a scout hero, a cheap hero that isn't strong in the early or late tiers of the game, but does act very well in his ability to scout out the map. But in the late game, can also have rather powerful abilities like the Dagger of the Noldor. We'll get into that once we get to it. So in the beginning, you can upgrade your settlement buildings with 3 different upgrades. One that increases its resources, one that increases your command points, and another that increases its life points. You can choose any of these, but in the very beginning, while you're still building up an economy, doing this only slows you down. So it's not recommended to do that. It's recommended to just build more resource buildings. So as I said, the signal fire, we like to get summon random troops from Ringlow Vale or Lasarnak, but there is a power called Assistance in Times of Need, which summons more units from those beacons. So we're going to go for the Horn of Gondor, so we can get that power. So as I said, we are a very defensive faction, and looking at our unit variation, we do have a good few infantry choices. So assuming we have a few Gondor soldiers, we're going to buy a few Gondor archers to supplement our current infantry line. But while there's no one defending the fortress, it is always recommended to close the gates. Because in the early game, most factions won't be able to destroy those gates unless they spam trolls or siege equipment. And if they do, then you can very easily counter that with pikemen and then rebuild them. So as I said, an easy way to flick through all your units is to set them into command, to set them in different command numbers, and that way you can quickly just change their formations to suit your needs. If you're trying to retreat, you can take them out of the defensive mode. If they're trying to attack, you can probably take them out of the defensive mode. But once they're in battle, it is recommended to put them into that defensive stance. It gives them increased survivability and just staying power. So the loose formation of the Gondor archers increases their damage but reduces their range. But against things like Mordor orcs and no cavalry, because the forces of Mordor have no real dedicated cavalry, it is actually recommended to have them in that loose formation. Especially on a small map like this, having increased range isn't exactly going to do much for you. If you're defending, then yes, it's a massive bonus to try and get something like that. So this far out, we're only going to build a farm. And this is the first unit we get from a single fire, the Lasarnak Axemen. So as time progresses, we can start building even more. And we're getting attacked by orc archers we can't see. Oh, well, these are no ordinary orc archers. These are Morgul archers, recruited from Minas Morgul. And, yeah, this is what I wanted to show, but it seems that orcs beat me to it. There's different outposts on the map that you can build unique buildings. For Mordor, you can build Minas Morgul or Dol Guldur, or just an ordinary outpost. Of course, it's normally recommended to build the unique buildings, although they normally cost a lot more. So I'm going to put these onto command numbers as well, so I can very quickly just go over them. Now then, seeing the farm is this far out, we do want to defend it more, so we'll get the defensive measures. But in here, we're going to get 2 resource upgrades. We're not making enough money currently. Okay, so we defeated them there. I can't really attack Minas Morgul yet. Oh, they're bringing up Morgul Pike. So, for those I haven't already noticed, these are designed to look like the units that attacked the fortress of Minas Tirith in the Lord of the Rings Return of the King. And the units of Dol Guldur are meant to look like those that attacked Dale and Erebor in the time of the Battle of the 5 Armies. And here we see the units of the Ringlow Vale. So each of these fiefdom units has a unique passive ability. The Ringlow Vale units, lightly armoured units, they deal more damage to, but those with heavy armour, they deal less damage to. The Lasarnak Axemen deal more damage to structures as they make them lose any armour, or lose 20% of their current armour. That's a pretty big bonus when you're trying to rush down a certain building. Unfortunately, that ability does not stack with others. It's just a constant hit onto opponents. So seeing we can't make any more units, we'll quickly upgrade our barracks, while we're getting the pantry upgrades. And we are going to move for this outpost here, to try and get some more variety. So as you can see, tier 2 is exactly the same, increased production, increased pantry, but the defensive measures also gives you a firing tower at level 2. And these 2 bonuses are doubled in strength. Oh, cave trolls, where? Over there. Set here another farm. I will get the range of 10 eventually, but right now it is recommended to just focus on getting defences, or just focus on your economy. If you focus too much on your military enhancement in the beginning of the game, you can fall behind because you can never sell up enough money, especially against an AI, because the AI always find ways to make money as well as inflict pain. I'm going to separate my archers from my infantry, as I'm going to attempt to destroy Minas Morgul before they can notice and fight back. So you'll also notice we get a passive debuff around Minas Morgul, but around Dol Guldur it's a passive poison, and we've already found Gollum. They're attacking my farm, but with the extra health upgrade it has, it should survive. So these are looking at the Tower Guard, a very elite spearman unit, or pike unit. It's just anti-infantry, anti-cavalry, anti-large, and it can perform the tower wall formation like it could in Battle for Middle-earth 1. I've almost destroyed Minas Morgul, so yeah, good for us. But we need to try and stop these guys before they can destroy here. But what we can do to prevent that is by getting Gondorian architecture, which is just rebuild. For those I didn't already guess or didn't already know. And we have destroyed Morgul, the Morgul fortress, and that just shows the strength of having units that can beat down any building. The immediate bonus is so noticeable. It is actually a bit stupid how strong it can be. So for our outpost building, we can get ordinary outposts, or we can get the border stronghold, which is just basically. For those that saw the Age of the Ring Gondor video, will notice I made the. Oh, bollocks! I was focusing on too many other stuff. I couldn't focus. Get the resource upgrade here. So we're going to set up here and build the border stronghold. And this acts as two different things. One, as a strong defensive fortress, which uses the old fortress model for Gondor, or for men actually. It used to be called men, not Gondor. So we're going to rebuild this farm. Could make some more units. We're going to get another unit of Gondor archers. We are lacking on the archer department. Now, unlike the Morgul fortress, our fortress doesn't give a debuff, but instead, obviously, it holds several arrow towers, and like the Gondor fortress of BFME 2, gets certain upgrades made to benefit the faction. Just made to make it a more defensive building, as Gondor is meant to be the defensive faction. Another thing to note that I believe I noted last time, the ring heroes are a thing, and are more unique than just Galadriel and Sauron. Having certain things such as Boromir as a ring hero, you can have Gandalf as the ring hero. The other factions, there's people like Galadriel. There's even Sauron himself, but he's a lot stronger. But we'll get into what each of them do when we get to them. But for this faction, because we did find Smeagol, but unfortunately lost him, an easy way to find him would be using Pippin. But another way to check around the entire map is by getting with Gondor is Denethor. You think Denethor, like he was in Age of the Ring, would be a summon hero that gives certain upgrades, debuffs, but instead he does something a lot more valuable. You'll see why once he gets here. So having a quick look at the border stronghold, he gets certain upgrades: the banners, the fire arrows, boiling ammunition, boiling oil, and the houses of healing. So I'm going to get the house of healing because I want a portable well, basically. So this fortress also allows you to create three new unique units: Dol Amroth soldiers, Prince Imrahil, and the Knights of Dol Amroth, which requires the Prince of Dol Amroth himself. So then, Denethor. They changed him. I forgot. Originally, back in just 4.0, or I can't remember when, Denethor used to sit in here and he would do various upgrades for you. But now he does this. He has 3 different stances. One where he has increased attack speed but lower range, or increased range but lower attack speed, or just defaults. And what he does is, he doesn't attack himself because him being as fickle as he is, he makes other people fight for him. Oh god, they have the Nazgul already. But what he has is the Clairvoyant Stone. The more he does it, the more he descends into madness. So now we've got this, we're going to hit the Lone Tower. Did we already kill the Nazgul? Damn, we're good. Except looking at those Fountain Guard right there, those are the summons of Denethor. And that's what he does instead of him attacking. And they're very powerful. So his second ability, his second ability, Clairvoyant Stone, Denethor looks into the Palantir and reveals a big part of the map for 30 seconds. Through this knowledge, his level rises by 2. So his next level, Blinded by Orders. For 30 seconds, allows him in target area inflict 50% more damage, but don't gain any experience in this time. So, in a time of desperate need, he will order his troops to fight. Whether or not they will survive or not is not his. He doesn't care about. They just follow his orders and don't gain any experience. And his other ability, Tax Abatement. All allied economy buildings in the target area instantly pay their income of the next 3 minutes. So that's a massive income bonus, but they can't do anything for 4 minutes. So again, Denethor is basically the struggle hero. You only use his abilities if you need to. I notice we have a big wad of cash I'm not using, so let's start getting pantry bonuses so we can make more units. Upgrade the archery range and get some more Gondor soldiers. And all we need to do is just sit near the fortress, and once we get the Houses of Healing, they'll be a lot easier to control. So the Ringlow Vale units and the Lasonic Axeman units, I'm going to set as Control Group 2. Archers is Control Group 3. Tower Guards and Soldiers, if I can select them, as Control Group 1, along with the Heroes. So, as you can see, Imrahil, he, as you can guess, can get a mount, being the Prince of Don Amroth, but I'm going to keep him off his mount for now. His second ability, Prince of Don Amroth, is a skilled general who is able to adjust his strategy to any point in the battlefield. So basically, this changes his Palantir for a few seconds, allowing him to adjust which strategy he should assume. It's aggressive, normal, or defensive, and this makes the units around him stronger as well. Let's get the Houses of Healing so we can get upgrades. Let's set the rally points for my archery range and barracks so I don't forget about units to near the border stronghold. Get some more Tower Guard, which have been reduced in cost because of our number of townhouses by 25%. This will be the same for the Guards of the Citadel and the Guardians of the White City. The Guardians of the White City have something different actually. So I forget I said what I said. I'm going to send in my fiefdom units now to attack. Send my elite units back and my archers back to the stronghold so they can heal. I'm going to get some Knights of Dol Amroth. Well, no, just Soldiers of Dol Amroth. And also, they also get a decrease in cost thanks to the townhouses. So you can see a lot of different units get the decrease. The Tower Guards, the units of Dol Amroth, and also your elite, your Rangers of Aphelion get a decrease in cost as well. We're trying to save the signal fire. Or some more Sonic Axemen in the process. So what we're doing right now is just trying to keep the AI from coming to attack us. We're starting to bring up more elites in the process. I'm going to build the blacksmith so I can get unit upgrades. However, the blacksmith is not limited to only giving upgrades. It can also be upgraded itself, as it is a resource building. Every faction, I believe, has 2 different forms of resource buildings. One, which both give different bonuses. Most factions have a bonus that reduces the cost of upgrades. For Gondor, because of their elite roster, they get a decrease to elite and heroic units. Now, we could also get the Knights of Don Amroth, but you'll also see that it has a maximum to how many we can make. That's again giving a hint as to how powerful they really are. So with the extra pantry upgrade, you can see our command points have gone up to 1380. I believe the limit is 1600 in general at 1%, the 1% cap. So we can still make a lot of different units. We are starting to get limited by what we can make, and they are focusing everything on destroying this signal fire. So before we finish this, to identify his Cypher Stone again. Now this time I'm going to use tax abatement on this building, so it should show how much it makes us. I think it did, it just went very quickly. Oh, there it is, 400, 360. So all of that has now been immediately generated. So Elendil does actually go into an attack mode when he's forced into melee. But at the same time, that's when he's a lot weaker because he doesn't have his Fountain Guard to protect him. Fountain Guard are stronger than his basic heroic attack. Yeah, and those trolls are really starting to annoy me now. So we're going to build up a lone tower here. And hopefully this cave troll will do something about them. Oh, damn it. I'm going to send my archers quickly over to here so I can build the ranger tents. Oh, I'm going to send everything back again. I would show assistance in times of need, but I think at this part in the game it's a bit useless to have it. So then, a quick look at what else people can get while I'm at it. Guardian of the Citadel. So if I pay 400 for him, he gets increased armor and health. And if he's not already level 5, he will become level 5. So yeah, the tower guards against a unit like a troll is really very good. So let's have a quick look now at... Yeah, I just lost my border stronghold. Where? I got the Knights of Don Amroth out though. I think I got them out sooner though. So having a look at what these guys can do. Shattering Rush, dash to a selected enemy, trampling all in their way. They have an inspiration, which makes cavalry stronger, but doesn't affect other knights, so it only affects the Gondor knights, which is something very important to recognise. I've those set up that outpost. I just lost Pippin. Yep. Anyway, I digressed from what Imrahil can do. So if you click on here, you can either send him on standard tactics, which is plus 15 attack power, as well as armor, or 30 attack strength, or 30 attack power. I'm just going to go for the standard tactics, because right now I don't really have the time to be picky what I can get. So again, 2 minutes Gondor barracks train soldiers and pikemen for half their price, but trained units can't upgrade any upgrades or use abilities. So it's going to quickly use this. So now I can get pikemen at increased speeds and soldiers at increased speeds, but they cannot upgrade. Oh yeah, if you didn't already notice from those quotes, he has the voice quotes of the humans of Third Age Total War Divide and Conquer. Or it's Third Age Total War, I don't know where the quotes actually come from. So with this build we're going to rebuild Pippin and not lose Imrahil. Prepare to make the Border Stronghold. I'm going to set these knights as a separate command group so we can start chasing down more enemies. And you can see those soldiers are coming out quite quickly and at half the price. So I wanted to, I could finish it, but I'm going to return everything to the Border Stronghold. And I'm still also looking for where the one, the only Smeagol is. And once we find him, we'll take him and I'll have to decide which who I give him to. Who I give the ring to. So then, we're going to get Arrow Volley so we can get Summon the Great Company, which is a very powerful and reliant, a very good and reliant power, which I do use quite a lot because it is really good. So here I'm going to get the Raider Tent to protect the outpost, while I build some more blacksmiths so we can reduce the cost of upgrades a bit. So move everyone back again to the Border Stronghold and prepare to get the Houses of Healing. No point wasting time getting it, just using the heal when we can get a passive heal. So I'm going to slowly upgrade these knights. In fact, I will just heal quickly. We get a farm, we get another farm. And just keep increasing the resource production. Oh, we haven't hit the cap. Oh, it's 180. It's 1800. That's what it was. I know it was something. I just can't remember. Now in this tier, I'm going to go for defensive tactics. Oh, this only affects the soldiers of the fiefdoms. Okay. I did not know that. It's good to know that. So, we're again in need of quick money, so I'm going to tax abatement. So 540 in 1 second instead of having to wait 4 minutes for them. Our final power, Captain of the Steward. Denethor now summons twice as many troops to the battlefield. This is a 33% chance to summon a captain who remains for longer on the battlefield and grants additional bonuses. So yeah, Denethor becomes even more of an inspiration to the people. And just look at them. Look at the damage they can do. Granted, they don't live for long, but they are still really, really good. So now we're time to make a bit more money. Let's get out Baragon and Boromir, while we're still hunting for the ring. Also, I believe this, as a heroic unit, actually gets passive healing. I believe that's what heroic units get. So obviously, elite units are things like the Tower Guard, but limited units are heroic units. And there is Baragon. And unlike in Age of the Ring, he doesn't have extremely loud quotes that annoys me every time I hear them. But he is a very tactical defender, focusing mainly on protecting allies and structures, such as Guardians of the Third Company, which summons a few of his brothers in arms to defend an allied building. And then he can defend the city capital of Gondor as a guardian of the fortress. So nearby buildings suffer less damage, and nearby enemy infantry and cavalry deal less damage from fire, monsters, and siege engines. And then hold ground. Fallen members of allied troops nearby a selected building will be regenerated. So it's again just a passive well ability. That is really, really good. Then he has Save You in the Need. All allies near buildings become invulnerable for 30 seconds. And then, as a commander of the White Company, for his services, Baragon is appointed commander of Faramir's Life Guard. Now, all abilities also affect allied heroes. So, make some Guardians of the Third Company instead of on a structure, on a hero. all heroes suffer less damage, and they suffer, and all members of a selected hero replenish. Characters near a certain hero are invulnerable. Just imagine the possibilities of that. I'm talking about possibilities. Let's get Faramir now. Did not realise. This is why sometimes it just gets annoying having to deal with everything that AI can bring at you. We're trying to speak about things because they just keep coming and coming and coming, and it's so annoying. Look at that. Bloody trolls. Ugh, so annoying. Now then, Boromir. Boromir is a lot different than what you think he'd be. His first ability, Last Stand. Although unable to move, Boromir will continue to fight for a short time when his health bar is depleted. So when it's near to the end, he will go into a Last Stand phase, where he will constantly defy death, doing an AoE knockback attack, but after that he will die. Then his Horn of Gondor, we all know it, we all love it. Heir of Gondor, Boromir buckles on heavy armour, and he gains it. It's basically he gains more armour and a leadership bonus which gives more armour. Then Brave Resilience, he, as you can see, his shield isn't in his left hand like it should be, because he wields it currently on his back. But that could very quickly change if he wishes to. I'm going to get the composite bows. I'll tell you what those do once we get to it. So quickly upgrade each of these with resource upgrades. Anyway, Boromir, back to Boromir. So Brave Resilience, he takes up his round shield, he gains increased armour and is immune to knockback for a short time. And finally his last power, Veterans. He summons a unit of Osgiliath veterans who fight by Boromir for a short time. Now, when he becomes the Ring Hero, these powers become dramatically stronger. Although I think he loses one of them for, it's his Last Stand. That gets changed in for his passive ability, where he slowly degrades over time, and when the timer runs out, he dies. Because obviously the corruption of the ring is too much for even Boromir to bear. Although as a true leader, he is able to wield it and lead his people to victory while doing so. And it unlocks a new unit for us, the Guardians of the White City, which we cannot get until Boromir becomes a Ring Hero. Becomes the savior of the universe, basically. And move everyone back to there, and let's keep looking for the ring. I'll also be trying to show off Strider and Gandalf. However, I'm currently very busy trying to stop people from killing my things. So, oh yeah, another thing to notice: tax abatement doesn't work on blacksmiths because they don't give taxes, but townhouses do. And so do farms, I'm fairly certain. What does it say? That just says economy building, so I guess that does count for farms as well. But obviously you can't tax a blacksmith, which is slowly building steel for you. So Faramir, the Ranger. So this is the Grey Company. We get a few units of Edain Rangers that can't change their formation. We also get Halbarad, who's a melee unit, has a Edain banner bearer, which is the banner wields the banner of Elendil, or the banner of Arwen and Lumia, and inspires his troops. Nearby heroes and units are passively healed and gain experience twice as fast, and all heroes recharge their abilities faster. And then the Sons of Elrond, they wear light armour and they easily hide while not moving. They also have a ability that they have a 40% chance to deal double damage. The chance to deal double damage is increased to 8% for 30 seconds when using critical hits. So basically, they slowly find their marks, being elite. warriors. Oh, there goes my... Oh, goddamn knockback. So, as I was trying to say, being elite elven warriors, so I've fought for many lifetimes, or many human lifetimes, they very quickly become very elite. Not very... They become very successful in their attacks and deal more damage. And I believe that ability is also used with... Wait, what? They survived? What? They survived? Oh, and I can't make my heroes now. Oh dear. Gonna kill off one of my soldiers of Gondor, so I can make the last two heroes of our roster. Oh, we're going to need to do a bit more than that now. So the Knights of Gondor, Gondor's soldiers can go to die. So I also want to show off the Guardian, the Guards of the Citadel, and if we can find the ring, the Guardians of the White City. I would show off what Gandalf is like when he gets the ring, but he's meh. He's just basically an upgraded version of himself, but there's two forms to him. One form that comes while he's still Gandalf the Grey, but with this power here, Gandalf the White. Well, firstly, as you can guess, he becomes Gandalf the White. As shown now by... Oh no, it doesn't show his portrait. But basically, if he accepts... let's just read it from here. If he accepts the ring while Gandalf the Grey, he becomes corrupted by the One Ring and uses it for his own purposes, becoming Gandalf the Corrupted. Now deals planar damage, all damage and spell effects can hit friendly units. All units become frightened of him briefly when he attacks and no longer ride upon shadow facts. When he's Gandalf the White, he passes the test of the ring and uses it to help mankind, becoming Gandalf the Challenge Master. Heroes and units around Gandalf have fear resistance, slowly self-heal and gain improved vision. The ability to deal more damage and recharge faster. But he also have improved abilities. For example, his Word of Power becomes a greater version of itself. Being able to, I keep forgetting what he can do. It allows him to become invulnerable for a short time while becoming a massive, and I mean massive, AoE. It's at least twice the size of the ordinary Word of Power and does double the damage. So yeah, I'm keeping these guys in here just so they can die, so I can get the command points necessary to show off more units. So I also want to show off the Rangers of Elendil, and they cost 120. So as we look, as you can see, we now have Aragorn, son of Arathorn. But it also knows he has none of the powers you'd think he have. He doesn't have any late tier powers. Instead, he just ends at level 4, and that's because he is basically the role-playing hero. He slowly builds up stronger the longer he is fighting and gains experience. He gains new powers as well. So this is his Strider form. So this is obviously his form when he meets the hobbits in Bree, and as he fights in the Fellowship of the Ring. His second form is when he's in the Two Towers. His third form is when he is in the Battle of the Black Gate, and his final form is when he is crowned King Elisar. So in his first tier of powers, he starts with Blade Master and a Ranger Cloak. So in this form, he is meant to be more of a Ranger. He has his bow on his back, but he can't use it. As he reaches level 2, he can use King's Foil, which originally was his level 1 power, instead of Blade Master. But they changed that around. I actually moved them as level 1 in this group 1 instead of 2. Oh, we've got the Rangers already. Excellent. So, the Rangers of Elendil have a new ability. Instead of doing what they used to do, which was long shot or just a different arrow volley, they have an ability called Unexpected Salvo, which allows them to deal triple their normal damage and reveals the hit enemy. So it's basically a stealth reveal. It's basically a way to break the enemies out of stealth. I'm still looking for Gollum, wherever he may be. Anyway, back to Gandalf and what he can do right now. So King's Foil, then he gets his knife throw, which is just similar to Gimlet's axe throw. He knocks back enemies. Where was I? I've got to talk about Faramir. I'll talk about him eventually. But then the rest of his powers are hidden as he abandons the path of the ranger in seeking his righteous course of destiny. So looking at Faramir next, he obviously has his toggle between his weapons. And his ability, his second ability, his crippling shots, while he's in bow form, becomes proven valor. Obviously, we know what his wounding arrow does, or whatever it's called. But proven valor, again, he becomes faster and has increased armor, and receives double experience for every defeated enemy. His third ability, Prince of Aphelion. Even in times of great hardship, Faramir fills the hearts of his brother's arms with courage. All nearby friendly units gain fear resistance, infantry gain increased damage, cavalry gain increased armor, and rangers become camouflaged and move faster. That's a long list of stuff he can do. Let's quickly get some guards at the citadel while we're at it. Then he can mount at level 6. But this requires him to be in his sword mode. Just because I think the game sometimes will bug, where it actually accidentally go into bow mode while still on the horse, which can now be done actually by one hero. One hero can do it. And then finally, Captain of Gondor gives experience to target units. So now Gandalf, as you can expect, nothing of his has changed. He has Wizard Blast, he has his Lightning Sword, he can summon Shadowfax, he can summon his Starry Light, and he has the Word of Power. All of this is exactly the same as he normally is. As Gandalf the Corrupt, his Wizard Blast becomes more of a fire torrent, which, as the description said earlier, can hit allies and enemies alike. Yeah, there's nothing coming into there anymore that's going to be able to destroy anything. Now then, back to Gandalf. Instead of being able to ride Shadowfax, his power becomes Word of Corruption, I think, something like that. He basically says, "You shall not pass," as a great torrent of evil shoots out from above him. And then his Starry Light becomes a red beam of light. And then finally his Word of Power becomes a dark and corrupt form, which does, I will admit, look very, very cool. And then as the Challenge Master, everything remains the same. He just becomes a lot stronger with his powers. So he's not as cool as Boromir can be. So next, the Guardians of the Citadel. They can switch between a sword and spear, and they have a defend building. The Guardians of the Citadel protect an allied building. The chosen building becomes invincible for 30 seconds. So yeah, that's a solidifying Gondor's role as the defensive nation. They defend, and they just defend and defend and defend and defend. Oh yeah, looking back at Imri, because I think we missed out on the rest of his abilities. For honour, while he's on his horse, he dashes through into enemy lines. So it's basically the same ability as the Knights of Dol Amroth have. Then his discipline. Imrahil and soldiers of Dol Amroth resist even the worst of wounds in battle and fight without a break. For a short time, troops of Dol Amroth near Imrahil heal themselves with every attack. So that's basically it's basically vampirism for good units. And then finally, Atheling summons his Atheling from Dol Amroth to his side. His abilities will be charged faster while near the guard. If the guard is summoned while Imrahil is on foot, he'll be on foot. If he is mounted, they will be mounted. But he can only have one on the battlefield at once. Now then, I'm going to try and show off the rest of what Aragorn is capable of by having him fight on his own. Oh yeah, another thing to notice: the Blade Master colour of the sword gets changes as he levels up. So obviously, as a Strider form, it'd be a nice deep forest green. Are you guys still trying? It's funny to watch them try and fail. Now I'm going to have Aragorn move over to there, because if I have him destroy some troll layers, that might help him upgrade quicker. So inspiration is now in effect, so the cavalry from the stables, I'm just going to quickly show off the stables and the siege works and so on, but then I will be showing off the marketplace and the stoneworker. As again, this is an overview video showing off everything in as much detail as possible. So we're still looking for the lurking golem, wherever he may be. But he is hiding very well, and I have no real way of revealing him. So it may be a while, but we've still got things to look at. So the stables, you can get the Gondor Knights, and you can give them a shield upgrade, which allows them to be more resilient to pikemen and decelerated movement, I believe is what they get. So, kill this cave troll as an dead anyway. I'm going to have to try and find golems somehow. But it's really hard without the guaranteed ivory tower. So showing off what they're capable of, what the stables can do. Siege works is the same, but there's new units you can show off, but don't have the command points for. So we're gonna. How do I have fiefdom units? Those Ringler swordsmen have lived for this long. Bravo for them. Unfortunately, I'm not going to send them in to die. Same with these Gondor archers. Same with all of them, actually. Just send them in and let them die. Gollum is somewhere, but where is he? I saw him down here before, but then he moved back up to here, so he's likely either all the way over here, I've just completely missed him altogether. I'll leave one of your voices behind, because I want to see show what he looked like when they were upgraded. Got the Sonic Axeman as well. Gee, I managed to keep those fiefdom units for this long. Impressive. Then look at the range with their composite bows. Have a good look at those, and then they have a nice fiery gleam with fire arrows. So Aragorn is nearly level 4, and I can show off when he becomes Aragorn instead of Strider. Oh, I'm gonna have to do suicide missions with Aragorn, aren't I? Oh yeah, just a nice look at the building we can't use. The Forbidden Pool. Where are you, Smeagol? You can't hide forever, I will find you. No matter where you hide, I will find you. Just keep building everywhere while we're waiting. So now, firstly, you can see the Siege Works has a nice little visual upgrade, but you can also get the battering rams, which look a little different to that of the normal battering ram you're used to from that of Isengard or Mordor. That's because it has a passive bonus against archers. Let's have a nice look at all those Mountain Guard, everything together. We need some kind of nice thumbnail, don't we? They keep sending one unit of orcs and a drummer troll. Let's focus on the drummer troll. Set up the keeps. and just keep waiting to find Gollum. He has to be somewhere. He has to be. Anyway, let's use these nice camera pans to nearly break the game, but let's get ourselves a nice looking thumbnail. Oh yeah, look at those guys. Aren't they cool? Badass, as I say. F12 in print screen so I don't make any mistakes. Let's have a look at our battering ram. As I said, the battering ram is securely housed in protective metal roofing and sustains only half damage from arrows and other elemental sources. But obviously it is slightly slower. But because of this, it does increase damage. But obviously it is more obviously because of the fact it is more expensive. It is more difficult to keep. It's more difficult to keep around if it's just left alone to be hit. So then now we can look at our... No, we can't. Let's get the eagles. And listen to Pippin yell. The eagles are coming! Now let's change Aragorn from Strider to his Helm's Deep mode. There we go. So you see, Andor Flame of the West is now his Blade Master ability, and it now has a red hue to it instead of its original original green. He still has his knife throw, which I'm going to show off now, and it is rather underwhelming when you first see it. Oh my! How do they still have time for these things? Oh. Destroy their siege works. Please destroy their siege works. These towers should more than defend anything that's here. With Valor, Lightning Sword, just destroy that tower. Let's destroy the siege works and the cave troll there. I hate both of them so much. It's so annoying. How are they shooting out of my range? Aragorn, how are you dying? As you can see, this very quickly loses its pizzazz. And our knife throw. There you go. Does decent damage, but it's definitely better to use it while you've still got Andor active, because it does give the bonus. So next he now has Elendil, so he shouts and makes enemies flee, but he has now lost his ability to camouflage, as he is no longer in his ranger garb. I'll get everyone out, that still lives. And then he becomes the heir to Gondor. Aragorn follows the path of his destiny and leads the men of the West as the heir of the throne into battle. Still looking for a ring over here. Well, while we're waiting, let's just use the Horn of Gondor. As beautifully sounding as always. Let's get another range of 10 just so it's automatically upgraded. Where is the Gollum? It won't take long for them to rebuild what I took from them. Yep, look at that, they're immediately rebuilding them. That's ridiculous. Actually, no, it's not, that makes sense. Come on, the ring has to be somewhere. Wait, is this the map where the Gollum can sometimes just fall off the map and never come back? Please don't tell me that's the fact. Please don't tell me this is the map. He has to move to. He has to be somewhere here. I'm keep looking for him while upgrading my heroes. So separate my heroes. Those that aren't level 10. So there's group 2. Move them up. Let's upgrade this now. Oh, the elves dying to say farewell, wherever, farewell. Good luck wherever you fare. So while we're still looking for Gollum, I'm just going to slowly upgrade my heroes. While I send Pippin around to try and find Gollum. He has to be up here somewhere. Because that's where he was. Use King's Foil. No one dies. It does reveal units, right? Yeah, nearby invisible units will be revealed. So, Gollum has to be around here somewhere. I was supposed to be looking in the wrong places. There's a settlement back here, and I only just realised that. I'm about to lose Gandalf. Oh. I'm getting better at that. I'm starting getting better at that. It's going to take a while, though. Sending Gandalf further away so he doesn't die. Send the rest out back with him. As the Horn of Gondor covers our retreat. And we found the ring. How did he get all the way there? Everyone go back. This is Boromir's time to shine. So if I didn't read out the bit for Boromir, I'll do it now. Boromir gains improved abilities and immediately reaches level 10. Current and newly trained units will all get forged blades and heavy armor. When Boromir dies, a player cannot build anything for 60 seconds. While Boromir has the One Ring, his stats will get worse and worse as it corrupts him, and he will eventually die. So, and it says eventually. It takes a long time. I don't think I'm willing to wait that long time either. So we'll get the ring. Unfortunately, we won't get to see Gandalf the Challenge Master. But I will see if I can show him off in the future, because a faction that's not overviewed on here, but it's actually a faction, is the faction of Arnor. You may be wondering, how do you get Arnor? It's quite a simple answer, actually. There's only one real way to get Arnor. You have to fight on an Arnor map as Gondor, and you will become Arnor. Simple as that. Your powers will become those of Arnor, your settlements will be changed to fit the Arnor faction, your outposts will no longer become the Dol Amroth border stronghold, it will become the Dol Amroth, the Imladris, Imladris house where you can recruit the hero Glorfindel, and some of his elite cavalry. And here we go. General Boromir, who wears the crown of Elendil, well, the crown of the king. So once to guide the Gondor and the White City to its former pride and glory, fellow units around him will gain a boost to attack and strength. Recruits of battalions will get forged blades. The men who have shown bravery in battle will be promoted to the Guardians of the White City and can now be recruited. So these are the Guardians of the White City, and we'll get 3 of them. But another thing is, we lose our on death power, but we also lose our armor bonus, the armor bonus, because that's all linked into here. He remains his valiant defender, is named resistance to the King of Kings, is invulnerable for a short time. The Horn of Gondor stuns enemies with terror. I believe that's just the same. And finally, his defenders of the White City. For Gondor. This is what his veteran's ability would have done, but it now makes the 2 units of the Guardians of the White City fully upgraded, and their ability is Honor Guardist. The men who were promoted by Boromir inspire the men of Gondor. Fellow units around them will become resistant to fear. Now let's end this. Use Elendil once. Now I'll try and show off Aragorn as the heir of Gondor, but it's not like I'm going to show him off as King Elisar. The only difference that Elisar gives is heroic statues give a bigger bonus, and I think he gets a very powerful leadership bonus. So before we end this, let's make sure we have a look at the marketplace. Show one of these to show off the stoneworker as well, if I can build one here. I can, so show off the stoneworker too. But other than that, there's nothing else to show off about Gondor, other than obviously the ring hero Gandalf and the hero powers. Oh, and also the powers themselves. Seeing we all know how Arm the Dead does, let's show off the new Rohan answers. You can hear the Fed in the background yelling death. He does not gain his You're not. Oh yeah, all the heroes start mounted. Merry can actually mount with Eowyn, and Eowyn gets her Dernhelm ability, which makes her look, which hides her identity, which is what she starts with, obviously. Then her smite, same as Éomer, but it's called a piercing spear. It's a bit better than smite, because smite is meant to be a single target damage dealer, and spear throw is an AoE. So a quick look at these. Númenorian stonework, battle arrow training, just makes better walls and towers, better defensive structures, and whenever a building is destroyed you get half of it back. There's money. Increased production of all houses, increased production of all farms, increased production of all blacksmiths. Okay, that is everything. Gondor is, obviously, as I said already, a very defensive faction. If left alone for long enough, they can build up very elite units with a large variety of elites that they can decrease the cost of their upgrades as well. So in the late game, you're mainly building tower guards and the guards of the citadel. If you ever find the ring, get the Guardians of the White City as quick as possible. You only have 3 hordes of the Guardians of the White City in game at the same. Oh, it's just read differently. But yeah, the marketplace, just if you ever need monetary increase. Oh, they just died. Okay. Looking at a quick look at this, and that is the end of the first overview for Gondor. I will in the future probably make a video showing all the different powers of the heroes, but considering how long that will take, and I was so distracted by an easy Mordor AI, you can understand I need a lot more practice playing Edain and doing the overviews altogether before doing anything else. So next time we'll be doing a Rohan overview against Isengard. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Comment if you want to see me fight on a specific map. I won't be reading the comments for the Rohan video. So if you want to see a certain map, never mind. There's so many maps. It's going to be difficult to choose one. But if you want to see a certain game, like if you want me to get tortured by brutal AIs, so be it. I'll see you all next time for the Rohan overview. Farewell.